There is a dark, painful secret manufacturers are hiding. Touring looks majestic in brochures, but they never show the excruciating agony of white finger syndrome, where relentless engine vibration destroys your nerves, leaving your hands numb and useless. After 8 hours, horsepower means nothing. The only thing that matters is engine smoothness. Today we are exposing 10 touring motorcycles that have completely mastered the glassy smooth ride. Want to ride all day without permanent nerve damage? Pay attention to these masterpieces. Number 10. The Harley-Davidson Electra Glide Milwaukee 8. We begin our list with a motorcycle that might completely shock you. For decades, Harley-Davidson was globally notorious for building motorcycles that vibrated so violently they would literally shake their own bolts loose on the highway. But when they introduced the Milwaukee 8 engine platform, they fundamentally changed the touring paradigm for the American V-twin. The engine is a massive 107 or 114 cubic inch 45-degree V-twin. The reason this specific engine makes the list is because Harley-Davidson finally embraced advanced internal balancing. They installed a massive internal counterbalancer shaft directly inside the engine block that perfectly cancels out 75% of the engine's primary vibration. But they purposefully left 25% of the vibration intact at idle to maintain the classic Harley rumble. The mechanical magic happens when you hit the highway. The engine is isolated from the frame using heavy-duty elastomeric rubber mounts. At cruising speed, the engine smoothness is astonishing. The vibration completely disappears, leaving you in a pocket of dead calm. The touring comfort at sustained highway speeds is heavily defined by this isolation. There is absolutely zero high-frequency buzzing through the heavy floorboards, and the thick, rubber-mounted handlebars keep your hands perfectly insulated. I rode a 2019 Electra Glide from Chicago to St. Louis in a single afternoon. Sitting at a steady 75 miles per hour, the engine loped along at an incredibly lazy 2,500 RPM. The fatigue reduction was magnificent. I arrived feeling completely relaxed, with zero tingling in my fingers. It finally proves that you can have massive American muscle without the nerve damage. Originally retailing for roughly $24,000, you can easily find the Harley-Davidson Electra Glide Milwaukee 8 on the used market for between $12,000 and $18,000. The Milwaukee 8 is smooth on the highway, but it still shakes like a paint mixer at a red light. What if you want an American V-twin that is glassy smooth from the very second you hit the starter button? Our next machine uses liquid cooling in a different cylinder angle to completely rewrite the American touring rulebook. Number 9. The Indian Pursuit and Z Challenger. When Indian motorcycles decided they wanted to completely dominate the American bagger and touring market, they knew they could not just copy Harley-Davidson. They needed to build an engine that was fundamentally superior in terms of horsepower, thermal management, and absolute unyielding smoothness. The result is the Power Plus 108 engine, found in the Indian Challenger and the full-dress Indian Pursuit. The mechanical brilliance of the Power Plus engine lies in its 108 cubic inch, 60-degree V-twin architecture. Unlike a traditional 45-degree V-twin, which has an inherently uneven, loping firing order that causes massive vibration, a 60-degree V-twin is naturally much better balanced. Indian then added liquid cooling to maintain perfectly consistent engine temperatures, and they heavily utilized a gear-driven counterbalancer to completely eliminate any residual shaking. The engine smoothness at cruising speed is nothing short of a revelation. It does not shake at idle, and it absolutely does not shake on the highway. A riding buddy of mine traded his older vibrating cruiser for a brand new Indian Pursuit, specifically for a cross-country trip to Sturgis. After riding 800 miles in 2 days, he told me it was the first time in his life he did not have to vigorously shake his hands out at gas stations to restore blood flow. The engine hums with a deep, menacing growl, but the physical vibration simply never, ever reaches the rider. While the original sticker price of the Indian Pursuit sat at nearly $30,000, expect to pay anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000 today. Does your current motorcycle leave your hands numb after a long ride? Click that like button right now and let us know in the comments what bike you ride and how bad the vibrations get on the highway. Number 8. The Triumph Trophy S, a 1215. The heart of this British behemoth is a 1,215 cc inline triple engine. The mechanical reason this engine design runs so much smoother than others is found in its 120-degree crankshaft. In a 3-cylinder engine with a 120-degree crank, the massive pistons take turns reaching the top of the cylinder at perfectly even, mathematically symmetrical intervals. This creates perfect primary balance. To eliminate the slight rocking couple inherent to triples, Triumph utilized a heavy-duty internal counterbalancer. The result is an engine that spins with the absolute silken fluidity of an electric turbine. The touring comfort at sustained highway speeds is breathtaking. Because the primary balance is perfect, there is zero high-frequency buzzing transmitted through the heavy aluminum handlebars or the thickly padded seat. Long ride fatigue reduction is staggering. The Triumph Trophy SE1215 demanded $19,000 brand new, but current secondary market values range heavily between $5,000 and $8,000. The Triumph Triple is a masterclass in balance, but what if you want the high-revving, aggressive passing power of an inline-4 engine? Inline-4s are notoriously buzzy, but our next manufacturer used massive internal shafts to completely tame the beast. Number 7. The Kawasaki Concours. 14. Kawasaki has a long, violent history of building some of the most aggressive, terrifyingly fast inline-4 engines on the planet. When they decided to build a transcontinental sport touring motorcycle, they literally ripped the massive engine directly out of their legendary Ninja ZX14 hyperbike and dropped it into a heavy touring chassis. The result is the Kawasaki Concours 14, a motorcycle that offers absolute ballistic missile speed combined with astonishing highway smoothness. The engine is a colossal 1,352 cc inline-4 equipped with variable valve timing. Inline-4 engines inherently suffer from secondary vibrations, a high-frequency buzzing that occurs because the pistons move faster through the top half of their stroke than the bottom half. To completely annihilate this buzzing, Kawasaki installed dual secondary balancer shafts deep inside the engine block. These heavy steel shafts spin at twice the speed of the crankshaft in the opposite direction, perfectly canceling out the destructive harmonic vibrations. The engine's smoothness at cruising speed is deeply, dangerously deceptive. Because there is absolutely no vibration through the bars, pegs, or seat, you completely lose your sense of speed. You can be cruising at 100 miles per hour, and the engine feels like it is barely idling at 40. The long ride fatigue reduction is incredible because your hands are completely isolated from the massive internal explosions happening directly beneath the gas tank. I took a Concours 14 across the barren stretches of the Nevada desert. Riding for 3 straight hours at 85 miles per hour, the absolute total lack of vibration through the massive plush seat allowed me to focus entirely on the horizon. It is a machine that perfectly hides its violent horsepower behind a thick veil of engineered smoothness. Back when it launched, the Kawasaki Concours 14 carried an MSRP of roughly $15,500, whereas used examples now effortlessly command $5,000 to $10,000. The Concours 14 is a ballistic missile, but it is undeniably heavy and slightly top-heavy. What if you want an inline-4 sport tourer that has been meticulously refined over 2 decades to be the absolute gold standard of reliable, smooth touring? Number 6. The Yamaha FJR1300. If you ask any veteran iron butt rally competitor, the lunatics who ride 11,000 miles in 11 days, what the most reliable, comfortable, and flawlessly smooth motorcycle on earth is, a massive portion of them will immediately point to the Yamaha FJR1300. Yamaha has been producing and refining this exact motorcycle for nearly 2 decades, and the engine is a masterpiece of highly polished, deeply refined mechanical balance. It is powered by a 1,298 cc inline-4 engine. Unlike modern engines that constantly change architectures, Yamaha spent 20 years perfecting this specific block. To ensure the engine smoothness at cruising speed is absolute perfection, Yamaha heavily utilized a gear-driven counterbalancer. Unlike chain-driven balancers that can develop slack and introduce mild vibrations over time, the gear-driven balancer in the FJR ensures that the counterweights remain perfectly, mathematically synchronized with the massive crankshaft for the entire lifespan of the motorcycle. The touring comfort at sustained highway speeds is absolutely legendary. The vibration through the thick rubber foot pegs and the adjustable handlebars is virtually undetectable, even when you push the engine past 5,000 RPM to execute a high-speed, devastating pass. Yamaha originally asked $17,000 for the legendary FJR1300, yet you can comfortably pick one up right now for $6,000 to $12,000. The FJR is the king of the inline fours, but inline engines place all the cylinders in a row, raising the center of gravity. What if we physically split the engine in half and laid the cylinders completely flat against the ground to lower the weight and cancel out the forces? Our next bike is a German touring icon. Number 5. The BMW R1250 RT. When you envision a BMW motorcycle, you immediately picture the legendary Boxer engine. The cylinders stick proudly out of the sides of the motorcycle, directly into the rushing wind. For generations, the BMW RT series has been the absolute vehicle of choice for European touring enthusiasts and global police forces. With the introduction of the R1250 RT, equipped with shift-cam variable valve timing, BMW perfected the mechanical smoothness of the Boxer twin. The genius of the 1,254cc flat twin engine lies in the pure physics of its layout. Because the two massive pistons are horizontally opposed, meaning they punch outward away from the center of the motorcycle at the exact same time. Their reciprocating masses perfectly cancel each other out. When the left piston fires outward, the right piston also fires outward, completely absorbing the primary vibratory forces. BMW then added a counterbalancer shaft to eliminate any slight rocking couple caused by the cylinders being slightly offset. The engine's smoothness at cruising speed is an absolute joy. While the engine has a highly characterful side-to-side shudder when you blip the throttle at a red light, the exact moment you merge onto the highway and reach steady cruising speeds, the engine becomes glassy smooth. The vibration through the bars, pegs, and seat completely vanishes. The long ride fatigue reduction is massively aided by the incredibly low center of gravity. Because the heavy engine weight is resting near your ankles, you do not have to fight the motorcycle in heavy crosswinds. Brand new pricing for the BMW R1250 RT historically hovered around $21,000, but the modern used market will aggressively ask you for $13,000 to $18,000 depending on condition. Have you ever ridden a motorcycle with a Boxer engine? Did the side-to-side torque pull surprise you? Hit that subscribe button and let us know your experience with flat twin engines in the comments. Number 4. The Honda ST1300 Pan-European. Honda has a deeply ingrained corporate obsession with engineering absolute mechanical perfection. When they designed the ST1300, their stated goal was to build a transcontinental touring motorcycle. That could smoothly cross borders at triple-digit speeds without ever breaking a sweat or fatiguing the rider. They succeeded by building an engine that is so incredibly smooth, it almost defies the laws of physics. The absolute masterpiece of this motorcycle is its 1,261cc longitudinal 90-degree V4 engine. By arranging the 4 cylinders in a 90-degree V-shape, Honda achieved absolute perfect primary balance without needing heavy, power-robbing counterbalancer shafts. By mounting the engine longitudinally, meaning the crankshaft runs front to back in the frame, exactly like an automobile, they perfectly aligned the rotational mass with the heavy-duty shaft drive system, completely eliminating torque-induced chassis roll. To absolutely guarantee zero secondary vibration, Honda utilized dual counter-rotating shafts. The touring comfort at sustained highway speeds on the ST1300 is mind-boggling. You can place a glass of water on the massive fuel tank while the engine is revving at 4,000 RPM on the highway, and the water will barely ripple. The vibration through the handlebars is utterly, profoundly non-existent. The long ride fatigue reduction is so profound that riders frequently mistake the engine for being turned off when coasting down long hills. A close friend of mine rode his ST1300 nonstop from Florida to Maine. He told me the hardest part of the trip was simply staying awake, because the motorcycle completely lacked the mechanical buzzing, wind noise, and chassis vibration that normally keeps a rider mentally stimulated. It is a deeply isolated, incredibly luxurious magic carpet ride. The Honda ST1300 Pan-European launched with a premium price of $16,000, and you can still snag one today for a mere $4,000 to $7,000. The Honda V4 is incredibly sophisticated, but what if we abandon sophistication entirely and just use absolute massive weight to absorb the vibration? Our next motorcycle features the single largest engine ever put into a production motorcycle. Number 3, the Triumph Rocket 3 Touring. Sometimes engineers solve the problem of vibration using complex math, counterbalancers, and specific cylinder angles. And sometimes they solve the problem by simply making the engine so absolutely massive that the sheer physical weight of the iron and aluminum absorbs every single ounce of vibratory energy. The Triumph Rocket 3 Touring is an intimidating, awe-inspiring machine that completely redefines the concept of smooth, heavyweight cruising. The engine is an absolutely comical 2,294cc longitudinal inline triple. It is literally larger than the engines found in many modern compact cars. Because it is a triple, it inherently possesses fantastic primary balance. But the reason this engine runs smoother than almost anything else on the highway is pure mass. The heavy forged crankshaft, the massive automotive-sized pistons, and the thick, deeply ribbed engine block act as an impenetrable sponge for vibration. The engine's smoothness at cruising speed is utterly majestic. When you are rolling down the interstate at 70 miles per hour, the massive engine is turning over at a barely perceptible 2,000 RPM. The long ride fatigue reduction comes from the fact that the engine produces so much tidal wave torque that you never have to downshift to pass. You just roll the throttle on, and the massive British behemoth surges forward with terrifying, silken smoothness. I test rode a Rocket 3 touring on a long stretch of Texas highway. The absolute sheer mass of the motorcycle crushed the pavement beneath it, and the massive longitudinal triple purred with a deep, baritone hum that never once translated into physical vibration in the saddle. It is a completely unique, incredibly smooth experience of absolute excess. Buying the Triumph Rocket 3, touring fresh off the showroom floor, originally cost $17,000, but it is currently valued between $6,000 and $9,000. The Rocket 3 relies on sheer mass, but our final two motorcycles represent the absolute pinnacle of internal combustion balance. Our number 2 machine features an inline-six engine so perfectly balanced that it genuinely feels like an electric motor. Number 2, the BMW K1600 GTL. In the world of internal combustion physics, there is one specific engine layout that is universally recognized by engineers as the absolute benchmark for natural inherent smoothness: the inline-six. BMW has been building legendary inline-six engines for their luxury cars for decades. But when they somehow managed to miniaturize that architecture and stuff it sideways into a touring motorcycle, they created the BMW K1600 GTL. The engine is a 1,649cc inline-six. The mechanical reason this design runs smoother than any other layout is absolute perfection in both primary and secondary balance. Because there are 6 pistons moving in perfect harmony, every single reciprocating force is mathematically canceled out by another piston moving in the exact opposite phase. The engine does not require any heavy counterbalance or shafts to rob it of horsepower. It spins with a ferocious, unyielding smoothness that is genuinely difficult to comprehend until you ride it. The touring comfort at sustained highway speeds is the absolute highest echelon of luxury. The vibration through the bars, pegs, and the heated seat is absolute zero. It is completely, totally absent. The long ride fatigue reduction is magnificent. You can ride this motorcycle at 120 miles per hour on the German Autobahn, and the engine feels exactly the same as it does idling in your driveway. The throttle response is violently fast, yet the delivery is coated in thick velvet. The original retail tag for the flagship BMW K1600 GTL was $27,000, while luxury touring riders currently pay anywhere from $12,000 to $20,000. The BMW inline-six is mathematically perfect, but it sits incredibly high in the frame. What if we take 6 cylinders, split them in half, lay them completely flat against the ground, and create a motorcycle so deeply, flawlessly smooth, that it has remained the undisputed king of touring for over 2 decades? Number 1, the Honda Goldwing GL1800. We have reached the absolute summit. If your singular, uncompromising goal in life is to ride a motorcycle across the entire continent of North America without feeling a single solitary vibration in your hands, feet, or spine, there is only one logical choice: the Honda Goldwing. GL1800 is the undisputed, unchallenged king of mechanical smoothness. It is the gold standard by which every other touring motorcycle on the planet is brutally judged, and they all fall short. The absolute masterpiece of the Goldwing is its 1,833cc liquid-cooled flat-six engine. Honda took the perfect inherent balance of a six-cylinder engine and laid it completely flat. The three massive cylinders on the left side perfectly oppose the three massive cylinders on the right side. When the internal explosions occur, the forces punch outward simultaneously, completely neutralizing all primary and secondary vibrations deep inside the massive aluminum block. The crankshaft is incredibly short and deeply robust, meaning there is zero torsional flex. The touring comfort at sustained highway speeds is peak automotive luxury. The heavy plush seat, the perfectly positioned rubber-isolated foot pegs, and the massive swept-back handlebars are completely insulated from the engine. The long ride fatigue reduction is legendary in the touring community. Goldwing riders routinely log 1,000-mile days, stopping only for fuel, and they step off the motorcycle looking like they just woke up from a perfect nap. The engine provides a massive wave of bottom-end torque that seamlessly pushes the heavy motorcycle forward without ever requiring the engine to scream. I once completed a 700-mile day on a Goldwing through the American Midwest. The absolute silence, the perfectly still mirrors, and the completely vibration-free grips allowed me to enter a state of deep, meditative focus on the road. The Goldwing does not just reduce numbness, it completely eradicates it. It is the smoothest internal combustion motorcycle engine ever built. With an original factory price of roughly $25,000, the legendary Honda Goldwing GL1800 remains an absolute touring staple at $10,000 to $20,000 on the used market. The 10 motorcycles we deeply explored today prove that, with the correct engine configuration, advanced internal counterbalancers, perfectly balanced firing orders, and massive isolation systems, a motorcycle can be as glassy smooth as a luxury automobile. Which engine layout do you think is the absolute smoothest? Are you fiercely loyal to the Honda Flat 6, or do you prefer the smooth rush of the BMW inline-six? Smash that subscribe button, share this deep dive with a riding buddy who constantly complains about numb hands, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We are dedicated to exposing the harsh truths of the motorcycle world. Ride safe, ride smooth, and we will see you in the next video.